Okay, guys, what if I told you you can turn any idea that you have into a investable fund in a matter of seconds? You might be like, that's not possible. Well, now with Public's new generated asset, it's in beta mode. It allows you whatever ideas that you have, you can turn it into a fund. And I'm just going to let a quick video capture it. And by the way, I'm going to have the link in the description below. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to show you all the features and stuff that it can composed of. Now, it is by Public, an investing platform, but you don't have to have Public to end up using it. So eventually they will put it, I guess, inside of the Public site, but right now they have their own individual site. It's called Generator Assets. It's pretty cool, and I'm going to show you this this quick clip that briefly goes over it as well.
Only have those numbers when you finish the program. So we should really create a fund tracking Formula One sponsors, or maybe there should be a strategy based on the rise of nicotine alternatives. Or even stuff like it could be cool to invest in companies with flat org charts. These ideas pop up all the time. But until now, they've stayed just that, ideas. Today, we're happy to announce you can now turn your ideas into investable assets. We call it Generated Assets, a new AI-powered product from Public. It all starts with a prompt. For example, what if you can invest in something that tracks CEOs who have podcasts? Let's try that one. Our AI will take whatever you describe and help you build a custom asset that fits your unique vision, displaying why it selected specific stocks or ETFs. Then you can analyze your asset's historical performance and benchmark it against the S&P 500. You can even fine-tune what's included, adjust the weightings, and share your asset with the rest of the world. While we're not recommending any specific stocks or ETFs, we are recommending you try Generated Assets. It's an AI that can bridge the gap between your ideas and your investments. And we can't wait to see what they'll create.
Yeah, I must admit this was pretty cool, and I got really excited when this first came out. I should have done this video like weeks ago, but I wanted to, come up with some cool ideas that you can particularly invest in. But at this particular time, I think it's more important for you to just see it instead of me trying to come up with these super cool ideas. But I feel like the CEO did a really good job of explaining it. So this is the site. We can, and by the way, they even have, some ones that you can start with, and they also have a list of other people's as well. So, I mean, I think this is cool, especially where you can kind of have your own investable fund. You come up with the idea. Now, with fractional shares, you can just kind of, once you come up with the idea, build it out and just invest in these companies as far as fractional shares, so you don't have to worry about the share price. And it's really the fact that they back test it, that's pretty dope too. Now they give you some ideas, and they give you some ideas like business models with low exposure to AI, or like companies, and you can come up with unique ones like companies that have 50 million followers on social media. Let's click that. And it could just, like I said, it's any idea that you can come up with. You can also create additional parameters, like if you were like looking for like more traditional screener financial metrics, like maybe companies with PE of over 15, or 15, or companies that have low debt, companies that have a certain amount of cash. And look, as you can see, it's generating. Let me make me a little smaller because I'm pretty sure you guys didn't come to see me. Here is the fun up at the. It says, I created an asset that focuses on companies with enormous social media presence, those with over 50 million followers across platforms. So it gives you different approaches of like how you can tackle investing. And then, as you can see, the S&P, a lot of times this is like a standard benchmark which people use, because you can passively invest in the S&P and not like keep track of anything. You can be completely hands off. You don't have to be following news day to day, because it's always just taking the top 500 companies. So that's why a lot of people compare it to this, because if you just invest in the S&P, you don't have to do any research or anything like that. So as you can, and it also shows you the total return, and it shows you the maximum drawdown between the S&P and this particular fund. So from a risk management perspective, it gives you a lot of personal good insight. It gives you different types of return. I mean, the total returns, um, annualized, average annualized returns, max drawdown, which is for risk management for stability and diversification. It also shows you all the particular fund. Now, I do think it more so gears towards more larger companies. And by the way, guys, it actually also tells you the reason as well. So it says YouTube own like reasons YouTube owns, which has billions of users and its main channel, blah blah blah. So it actually gives you reasons of why it can post of that. And by the way, like I said, to me this is super dope, super dope. And you also can have it where you can save it and publish it like to others as well. So anything you can think of, you can put it in there. And I'll put in one. I just showed you one. So if you wanted to, like, you could literally just put um like $10 or $5 into like using fractional shares and into all these companies, or the amount of money you have, just kind of divide it up into all of these. So if you had $100, just count all of these, divide it by 100, and then put it in there. You can always weight it as well. This is, like I said, super dope. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people know about it. Let me know in the comments below. Also, they have other people's that comes up with. They have they got a Netflix and chill one. Else, this one is a little interesting. Just different ones, but we're gonna go and do one ourselves. So we can do something like companies, let me see, that let's say invest in natural resources, and let's just say natural resources and AI, something like that. I kind of tried to make it a little so. One of the ways that I think that you could use this is because sometimes if you just say invest in companies with video games or invest in companies with gold, they like literally have an ETF already for. And by the way, it is generating this thing super pretty fast, like not that long. And then by the way, they also have it on this side where you can set more parameters as you want, and it will regenerate the funds that you have. So like if you want to even have a type of set goal or something like that, you can kind of play around with it. It is in beta mode or whatever. Um, Now let's see. So it says, and at the top it already clarifies, I create a portfolio that brings together companies operating in the intersection of natural resources and artificial intelligence. This collection focuses on firms that are leveraging AI technology to transform traditional national resource industries. Now, so this one, it was just like an idea that I kind of came up with. You can even do something, um, and these are like some of the companies that it consists of. You can even add more parameters, saying, let's say, like with CEOs under 60 and positive, let's say, positive cash flow and low debt. Let's just say something like that. So you can like kind of set parameters as well, and then it'll adjust it. It says I'm modifying the portfolio to focus on natural resources and AI companies with younger CEOs, 60 under 60, positive cash flow, and low debt. Let me create that. So it's regenerating it already. And like I said, it shows, it gives you, and this is back testing. So this is what happened in the past. So what happened in the future can be different. But 1 year, by the way, the asset that you picked, your fund would be the asset in the S&P. That's what normally a lot of people compare it to. So it gives you an asset score, like 1 year, see how it was, how did it back test, 5 years, and also looking at a longer time frame of 10 years. And you can like pretty much come up with any idea. And notice once I put more parameters, it minimize the, well, it comes up with, of course, less company because there's more parameters, and you can use this in so many different ways. You can kind of use it as a screener, or any way to kind of help filter it out. You can use it in so many different ways. There's like invest in self-driving automation or something, automation. Say if they have a fund that you don't like, you can just take it out. As far as like with the exit, you can, I mean, if you don't like the particular fund, you can exclude it. Like, for example, say you didn't like Tesla or something like that, you can exclude it. It says, and on the side it says, I understand you like to remove Tesla from the portfolio. Let me adjust the autonomous future. So when you take Tesla out, and see how does it perform. So it gives you so, I think, wait, it gives you so much things that you can particularly do with this. Just actually doing a video of it is like pretty cool. And then also you can use, like, I guess, like chat gpt, or look at Yahoo Finance and stuff to get, more information. So to me, I think this is a good starting point. And then if you want to do your due diligence and stuff, read the financial statements, you could use something like this, as well as like, if you're trying to do a more in-depth research with Simple Wall Street. They got like a lot of the core information: valuations, future growth, health, dividend management. So you can, like, after you do the screening, you can kind of jump to something like oh goodness, I exit out like the with the Simple Wall Street that I have up before. Of course, you can, go to Yahoo Finance, Zax. They have so many different ones, but I wanted to more so stay focused on this one as well. Now let me go back again. Let's play around with it, and says, let's just try to see, and maybe let's say that is expected. Let's see, to get 15 uh, return in next 5 years. I'm just seeing this just to kind of test. Oops. Yeah, it's expected to get. It says, I understand you're looking for a tons of vehicles that's expected to provide 15%. Let me refine the portfolio to focus on companies with the sector that has stronger growth potential. Blah blah blah. Let's see if it back tells. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now see, it's based off of what I just put. It changed it just like that. It says a growth-oriented portfolio focused on leading autonomous vehicle revolution with strong revenue projections and marketing positions. That portfolio that targets companies with high growth potential that could lead substantial returns or autonomous vehicles technology advances over the next 5 years. And here's the particular list with that. So like you can literally play with all types of things. It could Some of the things that you can put in there could have nothing to do with companies. It just could just be, oh, like companies that are trending, or companies that are starting to trend on Google. So let's say companies. Let's say companies that are to starting to trend on Google, and just put it like, I mean, it's so many, like the fact that you can kind of create funds based off of ideas in a matter of seconds. I think this is, game changing. But I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, that anyone, and you could just maybe just type in, use it as a way like, hey, um this is my investing profile, and I want to invest based off of my profile or my risk. Like, just type it in like, hey, I don't really want to lose money, I was hoping to get such and such, can you um make a portfolio like that? And boom, just like that. So it's this, they call it, and they come out with names. You can change the name, you can also save it. I'll save this one. So you can see it says, a collection of companies experiencing increased search Google potentially indicating rising consumer awareness or market momentum. These companies may be capturing public attention due to product launches, new events, or emerging trends. So I mean, I don't know what type, but if you're, maybe more long term, this may not be. But if like you had a more short term, you're a trader or something like that, you can end up, seeing, and they give you a list of companies. Now, you could do something like companies. Um, you can, I know, let's say companies with DI and invest in AI or something like that. Um, so you could have like something like, I'll be happy to create a portfolio focused on companies with diversity, equity, inclusion, while also investing in artificial intelligence. So like this particular fund really gives you the ability to invest in with your own personal desires. DI Champions of AI Revolution. Boom. That's it, guys. Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel.